Hi everyone, I'm going to keep trying to show you the birds, the bird effigy here. So you can see how it's a full bird. That's the spot right there for its eye. You see the white spot that I'm covering up? That little white dot, and then the black outline that you can see. And then there's a line in the stone right here for the beak. So that's the bird's head. And you can see the two wings coming out to the side there. He actually has a little thumb tab on him to make him fly. So he's a full bird effigy, and I'll change the distances a little bit so that you guys can get a really good look at him. And go ahead and take a closer look at our mammoth effigy here in some shadows and a different light. So you can see how these trunks are coming down. See how these dripping trunks? And you can see how this picture has the trunk coming into the stone, but the eye of the mammoth is there, the head, the hump, the back of it. So it's a herd. It's a herd of mammoths. And I'm not gonna stop trying to let you guys see this art. I'm going to keep on going with this. You can see the blonde or the white crystal as the hair and the black as the portrait of the human, and the human is pointing that way. There's another one pointing up as well. So the way that we're looking at this is just in the black section. We're looking at the eye, the nose, and the open mouth down here. So you can see how that nose is very defined there with the eye and the eyebrow, with the open mouth. And then down below is another portrait of a human being, and you can see the eye carvings a little better now that I've turned it. You can see how the carving for the eye is right there, the nose, and the mouth could be interpreted in different ways. But in different lights, it shows up differently. You see how it looks like a skull. You see the socket now because the shadows are hitting it, and the nose. With all this being yellow hair. Pretty amazing. Pretty cool. There's little carvings up here. You see these circles and these brows. These are the details that we're looking for. This also has a mammoth on it. It probably has a rhinoceros head thing going on too. This is a very well preserved. It still has the orange ochre paint on it. These artifacts that are found in North Carolina, the reason why they're so important, this is the thing that everybody shows. The guy with the big nose, big chin variant, I call him. He's like a hominoid, but you can see him there with his little bare face in black. And then in the white, you can see how that kind of shows. And then if I move my hand, you can see how on top of his head, there's something going on there as well. And he's even painted in with a white spot for his eye. So when you're looking at him like this, you can see how the eye is right there. When you tilt him at a high degree, the eye becomes that white spot in some which way, somehow. And if I move my thumb and hand here, you can see how there's a bird beak, the white, and then the circle for the eye. The level of detail that you have to look at the paint, you have to look at the carvings. These are story stones, and they got a lot of attention back in the 70s and the 60s. People were talking about them, people learned about them, and the research was going on, but at some point in time, it just stopped. And I'm not sure exactly why. I can tell you a little bit about what we're looking at here, bird heads. And I wanted to show you guys the pottery artifacts, because the pottery artifacts are very defined. Lots of weird birdmen and some very interesting artifacts here that some of them may even have characteristics that resemble the same ones in the collection here. So these are all found at one site in North Carolina, and I would have never known about any of this stuff if I wasn't just looking at all these weird shaped stones for several weeks. I knew something was going on, and I didn't know exactly what it was. I had no idea. But I knew that there was something because I was finding all these same exact shaped stones and these shapes of birds. So the birds are what clued me in. I would have never expected to see human faces and people with bird headdresses on. I would have never expected, if you would have told me before I actually saw it myself, I would have not believed it. And that's why it's so important for people who are just getting into this to remember that, you know, it's so easy to get really pissed off and annoyed at professionals, archaeological professionals, because they cannot see it. They really literally cannot see it. It's not that they're being dicks. They actually don't know. They actually can't see these details. So for this one, if you guys, of course you can't either, right? So there's a circle, a carving for the eye. There's a, right at the tip of my thumb in a very small section there, there's a circle. Outside of that circle is another circle. And that is, whoa, that is the person's eye there. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and fix you. There we go. I'm gonna salvage this video, I swear. I make a lot of videos that don't make it to the end, but so this for the nose, we have the bunched up hair back here. To finish my point though, I do make a lot of videos that don't end up being published. And I am kind of thinking that I need to stop doing that. But what this is the bird. And this site is famous for the birds. It really does have a whole lot of birds. And this shape of stone is found all over. This is the big nose, big chin variant. Once again, if you look in the eye socket, you could see the circle carved out for him. So this is 15, 20, 30, 50 maybe statues all in one. And it's hard to understand that just going into it, but that's what's going on here. So I'm glad you guys got a kick out of this video. Thank you guys for all the support. Really doing really well. We're not making anything yet off of YouTube, but once we do, we'll be able to let you guys know which charity it's going to be going to. And more than likely it's going to be, you know, one of the places in North Carolina where all these are found. I don't know what else to do with it. I don't need it. So thank you all for the support. Talk to you soon. Bye.